So following on from today's auction, I just wanted to show you just a few items I bought for the £80 and sort of prices of which you can fetch for them. I'm just going to name a few models which a lot of people may not know. It's worth looking out for. So I'll flip the camera and just show you just a few items and see if you get any interest in it. So we switch around. So as you can see, got a few things here. Some Technics speakers. Technics are always good to look out for. They never fail to sell. So these little cube speakers here probably go for about 30 quid a pair. So Technics is a good brand to look out for, but so is Sony. So we have this Sony bass speaker. There we go. So there's an XT100. They go really well. These don't hang about at all for 35-45. Don't be afraid to pack bigger things. You may find they're cheaper at car boots. They're easier to buy, but they are big and bulky. But I will show you in future videos how to pack items like these. So it should be easier for you to do. So we have some Sony speakers here. We do have some damage on the tweeters, but we do something called Henryum. So basically we get a Henry and we suck them out, and they come out really nice and they work lovely. So we've got a couple of these Philips subwoofers, some Hitachi cube speakers, some Hitachi bookshelf speakers, JVC bookshelf speakers, and Gale 3010S speakers boxed, which is, don't really find them very often, boxed like that, which is really nice. Gale is a model to look out for. You don't see them very often at all. Same as Mission subs. Again, Mission is a really good one to look out for. Your Gale speakers are around about £40-50 boxed, so they're definitely worth picking up. So just a reminder, I paid £80 for this slot and more. I've got two more lots. I'll show you what I've got, and we'll show you radios and turntables. Just little small things to keep an eye out for on car boots. So just something to mention, when you're listing any speakers, if the grills come off, make sure you picture them with the grills off. Buyers like to see the condition of the tweeters, the bass drivers. Buyers like good condition, especially vintage tech and vintage audio. Buyers like to see how well looked after they were. So you can see this Mission subwoofer is beautiful. There's no damage on the inside there. The grills are just here. If you ever find that you bought speakers and the speakers are badly damaged, the grills do sell separately as well. You can normally get about £10-12 for a pair of grills, or £6 for a single grill. If the grills are even damaged, some of the rarer models like the Gales and the Missions, the actual badges come off and the badges sell as well. So everything can be sold. Even these crossovers, speaker terminals on the rears, you can see these ones come out. So if these cabinets were badly damaged, for example, and they weren't in a nice box, these come out and you can sell this part. That will sell. You can sell the badge. They all come out. I forgot to mention these Pioneer floor standard speakers. I do have another pair of these listed. They've been listed for about 9 months. They've been on for about £100, but these are probably going for about 60. They are very solid metal all the way through. So this is about 1.2 metre long Pioneers. But they would sell for about £60, these ones. There's not very many of these ones about at all. So again, floor standard speakers do sell. I sell a lot of floor standard speakers. So here I've got a selection of stereos and radios. Again, this is in the £80 bundle today, which we've got. Some Bush radios. These little Bush radios, there's another one here. They go £15 to £25 all day long. They're very, very easy to test. You may find a lot of them are missing aerials, but they're very easy to replace. Very easy to test. There we go, look. I've got Philips DAB digital stereo there. Got Panasonic stereo system. Sanyo and Tempo. So you can get some low value stuff like this one, probably like $9.99, $11.99. Got some Pure radios here and here. Now Pure radios are notorious for having screen issues or power issues. So during testing I will show you the easiest way to fix these. A lot of them have broken aerials. You can see this one has its aerial complete. I believe this one's got a broken aerial. There you go, aerial missing. New aerials on these are about £6 to £7, but the stereo is sometimes worth $35–40. So if you paid very little for it, it's worth changing the aerial on there. These Sony S Masters, you probably see loads of these at car boots. DAB, cassette and CD, changes on them. The belts go on the tape decks all the time, but they are very easy to replace. Cost pennies and probably 20 minutes of your time. Again, there's something I can show you how to do. Very, very easy to do. Panasonic CD player. And we've got these Hitachis. There's two variants of these. There's an older one and a newer variant. See these a lot at car boots and auctions. So sometimes the AX, I think the AX, yeah, there you go. I don't think you can see that on there. It's an AX, but a lot of them will be missing. So I'll turn it around. That cable, you want to have that cable on if you're not worth purchasing. The cables alone can go for £15 if the rest of the unit doesn't work. But a lot of these units never have the cables, which is a pain. Finally, for the radios, we have this. Now, this one's a bit beat up, so it's probably not worth as much as what they usually are, but you'll see a lot of these at car boots. Now, these can fetch up to £100. See, I've seen the DAB versions, I have had the DAB versions, which do go for about £100 each. So you normally got a CD on the front there, record on the top, and there'll be a tape deck on the side. They normally do work. People do throw them out quite often, or sell them at auctions and car boots, but they are definitely worth picking up. They're easy to pack really. If you've got some large bubble wrap and a decent sized box, they are easy to pack. So another sort of radio that sells really well, Roberts radios. They're very highly sought after, especially these Solar DAB ones. Sorry, Solar DAB. So I've got a cold. If I keep coughing, I've got a cold. Roberts Ecologic, again, these do well. So this Roberts isn't actually in a box, so this should go anywhere between 40 to 60. Again, this came out the £80 bundle, which I got today, so that'll be nice to test. And this one here, these don't hang about. I sell absolutely loads of these. These go anywhere between 15 and 25 very, very quickly. They don't hang about at all. So finally, the last pick out of this week's bundle is some turntables. So again, you probably see these at car boots, auctions, charity shops maybe. You can see this one's got a belt hanging off, which isn't a problem. Very, very easy fix. So you always want to make sure, ideally if they've got their head cartridge on there. The hinges are broken on this, but sometimes it's not end of the world. But also, when I first started reselling and learning the ropes, I kind of created some rules for myself. So 3 rules. And what they were is just, one of them is buy stuff you've never seen before. So learning technology and learning audio equipment, you come across a lot of the same names, Technics, JVC, Sony. But today, this is one I've never heard of. It's called Gold Ring. I'll just show you there. Gold Ring GR1. Now, after a bit of research, this is definitely a bolo. Be on the lookout, guys, for these. This goes anywhere between 150 to 200 for the first generation. You can get the second, third, and fourth generations, I believe, and they go at £500–600 mark. But I've got the GR1, which I've never seen. So I've been doing audio for about 5–6 years, and I've never seen this model before. So this would be fun to test, and that'd be a good one to show off. So there we go. So there's a mix of today's stuff which I purchased. You'll have to follow me to see me test this stuff, get the stuff listed and sold. I will share my journey with you all. If you've got any questions about any of this and how I fix it, how I test it, and what's worth looking out for, message me in the comments. I'll try and get back to you. If you want to see anything else with any of these items, please let me know. But like, subscribe to my videos, and hopefully I've given you a bit of good advice. But see you soon.